G'day divers and welcome back to the channel. In today's video is going to be a quick one. I am going to show you how you change presets on your GoPro Hero 8 to 13 underwater. It should, when the Hero 14 comes out the next, day to 2 weeks, anytime now. I would suspect it'll be the same on the Hero 14. If it isn't, I will make a new video pretty much straight away. But certainly anybody having the Hero 8 to 13, in fact, I'm even going to cover back all the way to the Hero 5 because it's been the same buttons ever since the Hero 5, maybe even the Hero 4. I did have the Hero 4 and I can't remember. I think the secret menu was in that as well. So I'm going to go through step by step how you do it. It'll be a quick one for you. If you're new to my channel, I'm Sean Elliott and I've been doing underwater videography and photography for over 25 years. This channel is all dedicated about using action cameras and mobile phones paired with economical aftermarket accessories to get some great underwater footage. If you want to know how you can use your action camera or mobile phone to get shots like these, then please like and subscribe to my channel. So the reason I wanted to go through this is I've actually been getting a lot of inquiries about how I change presets underwater, probably because of my videos on using wide angle and macro lenses on your action cameras. If you haven't seen them, check them out, because I can tell you right now, regardless of a brand, as long as it's a quality lens, putting a wide angle lens and a macro lens on your camera, doesn't really actually matter if it's an action camera or not, will make a massive difference to the quality of your images and the types of images that you can get. Then once you add those wet lenses, you definitely need to be able to change presets underwater. And we've been able to do this actually pretty much the entire existence of the GoPro. But it's pretty understandable why most people don't actually know that you can do it. It is actually in the manual, but it's a very small footnote. Sometimes it says pro tip. It doesn't tell you in the GoPro. It's not intuitive. It's pretty easy to do once you know how to do it. But unless somebody's told you or you've managed to Google it, you won't know that you can actually easily change between your presets on your GoPro just using the two buttons. So it works underwater when you can't touch your touchscreen. So I'll put the camera on the screen of the GoPro and show you the steps of it. I will take it out of the housing because this housing has been beaten around in caves and all sorts of things for years. It's a bit scratched up at the back, so it'll be easy to see if I just show you the GoPro. But as far as the differences between all the models, basically prior to the Hero 8, we didn't have presets, and we had what was called the secret menu. It was exactly the same buttons that we use now, except we would look at the front LCD screen and we could actually select between resolutions. You could go from HD to 4K and things like that, and frame rates and field of views. You'd actually select those. So arguably in some ways it was more control, but you still couldn't get into the nitty-gritties with ISOs and things like that generally. Then the Hero 8 came into the preset era, and we started to get presets, and we could change the presets on the front LCD screen. You wouldn't show on the back screen when you were selecting it. From the Hero 11 onward, it changed to also be shown on the back screen, which made life a lot easier, especially when you're using wet lenses, because it can often be hard to see the little screen on the front if you've got a wide-angled lens in the way. So it was nice, it went to the back. And then of course with the 12 and the 13, the evolution has gone into the fact that we can now name our presets, so it's easier to know because we've named them which preset we're selecting. But it's important to be able to do it because you don't always want to be shooting in exactly the same frame rate and resolution, especially if you're going from a wide-angled lens to a macro lens. Then you're going to need to change it. You're going to need to go from a wide field of view at least to linear zoomed in, and you probably want to go from 5.3K 60 on your wide angle down to 4K 120 on your macro, so you've got a little bit more flexibility to slow it down to get it as smooth as you can. So I'll set the camera up and I'll show you how to do it. The Hero 14 should be out any day now. I'm surprised it isn't out. A new GoPro's come out basically every year between the 1st of September and the 1st of October since the Hero 3. So it's now mid-September. The last 3 GoPros were all basically out by now. I think the latest any GoPro's been out since Hero 3 was the Hero 8, and that was the 1st of October. So any day now we should see, based on that schedule, a Hero 14. No, I don't have any information whatsoever, purely going on the fact that GoPro's always released a camera at this time of year, and every September school holidays, which starts in Australia in a week's time, I buy a new GoPro. So I expect one any day, but whether or not this preset menu will still be the same in the Hero 14 will be different. If it's different, I will make another video. I suspect it'll probably be the same. There's no real reason for them to change it unless they've got extra buttons or they completely change the user interface. This way actually works quite quick and easily. It's just a shame that they don't advertise it more so more people don't know about it. It's, you know, that's probably the biggest thing I'd actually say with GoPro. There's a lot of features in GoPros that 99% of people don't know exist because GoPro doesn't advertise it properly. This is one of them, and they're very specific to underwater videography and photography. So if you haven't watched all my other videos, worth watching because there's quite a lot of tips in, you know, things like GoPro Labs and things like that. You know, a lot of people don't know that you can go to GoPro Labs and make this camera 30% more stable underwater with a setting by GoPro. You can't do it in the menu, but if you install GoPro Labs and learn how to use that, you can make this footage 30% more stable. So why GoPro doesn't just add that into the normal menu, just like an Ace Pro 2 does, where you can just press underwater mode? Don't know. Hopefully in the Hero 14 they will, because all those features of underwater mode do actually exist in a GoPro. You just need to learn how to use GoPro Labs. So I've locked the screen so I can't touch it. So you can see that this is done purely by the button. So what you want to do is you want to hit the mode button on the left and then immediately hit the power button on the top. And if you're in the Hero 11 and above, you'll see it on the back screen. So I hit mode, press the button, and here we've got my presets coming up. You can see all my video presets. You can see it's on 5.3K 60, and you can see the names in there because that's using the GoPro Labs. Then I can just use the mode button. So if I click that in, it'll let me scroll through all my presets. So I could go down to the one that I've got for linear for my macros. So if I want to select that, I just hit the record button and now I'm in that preset. If you have a GoPro that is the Hero 10 or earlier, back to the Hero 8, then you'll need to use the front screen. Exactly the same thing. You're going to hit the power button. Now I'm going to do this a bit backwards, so it might be a bit trickier, but hit the mode button and then hit the record buttons. Hit mode, and again, comes up on the screen, and we can hit the mode button to scroll through all our presets. So just select the preset that you want and hit record, and bang, you're into that preset. And as you can see on the Hero 13 at least, it shows you most of your details on the screen. So I hope that helps. I'm hoping that the next video I do on GoPro will include a Hero 14, and this might be the last time I show you the 13. I also hope that that either they come up with a better way of selecting presets or it's still the same, and that we can still attach wide angle and macro lenses, but we will see. Any day now we should find out whether or not I'm going to need to use my 3D printer to be able to attach lenses while we wait for a couple of months for the third-party options to catch up. I will always want to use a wide-angle lens and a macro lens on all my cameras, and certainly on action cameras. So it's one reason I got a 3D printer, so when I can't get an adapter, I just design and build it myself until a quality one gets made by a third party. But we will find out. Now, hopefully that helps. If you didn't know how to do presets, if you got any questions, leave them in the comments. That's how I came up with this video, because I was getting lots of comments about how to do it. That's how I think of ideas. So please leave a comment. I have answered all of them so far. I will try and answer your question if you've got one, and it may lead to a video like this. But until the next time, don't forget to keep blowing bubbles, and never forget, the deeper you go, the further you get away from all those idiots.